Afternoon all. How's it, Friggy? How's it, guys? She got that signal this time because I couldn't wait, so I asked her, can I bang it on the bloody whatchamacallit, on the my QT group, the banner, to get the bloody show on the road. I will, yeah. Otherwise, you get it half an hour later and got it at 70. Problem this one here, 7860 was a single fight. Look at you, to miss the bloody thing. So yeah. So some guys below get it, but rather get the thing out. Yeah. I'm going to be quite honest with you, it's not quite 8 o'clock. So anyway, a bit lucky with this one because I thought I'd just check around, just doing other stuff. Just still great doing as it come back a bit well. Suddenly saw it at 78. Thought, yo, let's get on it. I was waiting for the pullback as mentioned this morning, and I thought might get 80ish, etc. And I saw 78. It'll help. Let's get this thing out. That's why I wanted to be. I said, please, can I get on the QT group, the details, not just the banner? I said, okay. What's gold doing? It's gone right up there. I thought 1900 would hold. And check gold. I knew it was getting near the 1900 mark. I thought that would hold. Yeah, I was going to say 1909. Getting a bit worried there. No, I think 1900 would hold. I thought it may be doing a sell here. I sent to the office and I said, what about a sell around this level here? 6180. Said hold back. I'm not blaming on that, to be honest. It's a bit nerve-wracking. You know, that tomorrow's stuff coming out or whatever. But I still think 1900 is a pretty strong roundabout figure. Might hold, might have a pullback. Whatever pullback strong enough and wide enough and big enough, more is the right word, to justify the excellent TP that was recommended by myself. And I like a wider TP, sorry, wider stop loss. So I want a wider TP. As a result of it, would it get back to the 1860 area, which I was hoping for? And I thought might be pushing your luck a bit there. So I hadn't blamed, so maybe just give it a bit of a miss. But I think I've got a feeling 1900 might hold. But you never know, it might push through. But I've got a feeling it's going to take a few stabs. It's going to break the upside there. And I think it might result in a bit of a pullback. So I'm stick to the guns on that one. I think it's just, if you're playing around with it, you know what you're doing. You scalp it, take some short-term movements, up to you. But otherwise, I think it's a bit iffy at the moment to try and get too cute with it. So maybe we should pass it on to my advice then from there. Mara, do you hear that? I've taken over control of it. Leave that bloody thing alone. There you are. LIA. Shame. Did he get there? 1905. Wow, you're right. Got right up there. You're right, before it started pulling back. No, leave it alone. And even now, I thought it might pull back and was trying to get it. I think there's too many pitfalls on both sides. Now, just after I teased Maria, get the bloody name right, Marius there. I think, you know, if a guy is doing all the time, there's nobody's fool, is finding that happening, that's probably as good as strong an indication, leave the damn thing alone. It's almost like it's weight to pounds. You go along, it'll push it down. When you go out, it'll push it up. When you go along, when you go short, you get the idea. I'm going to get just joking, a bit ridiculous that last part, but the guy doing it quite a bit, I think would probably worth listening. And in this case, I'm going to join forces with you on that one and say, I think you could get a pullback. But if it does come back, I'm sorry, or one of those things, easy in hindsight. But then again, what happens? If we stay out, it goes up, and you say we could have gone long. Yeah, easy in hindsight. At this moment, the way it's dodging around, look at 15-minute here. Look at that. Up it goes, look it down. Now it's having another back. Or is it? Or is it? Look at that tail there. Upon your peril, play that one. You did actually, I noticed that. But again, this is quite normal, Maris. We talked about discipline before. You just made a killing on something. Now your adrenaline's flying. You want to go in again. You're excited. It's fun. It's wow. We want to do it. Say, Bucky, let's do this. And you're so annoyed. Not just putting some money back. It's annoying, yeah. But what's really annoying is you get annoyed yourself. Believe me, I know what you mean, mate. I've done it more time. Trust me, the whole lot of you put together in my rather checkered past, where I'm just so irritated with yourself because that's just purely emotion taking over. But without emotion, where's the fun in life? You know what I mean? But still, it is extremely annoying. I'm nowhere near what I should do, but I'll tell you right now, I'm a lot better on that side than I used to be. God, I tell you right now, I'm shocked my emotions. So I totally empathize with being where you are. You start treating like a gambling casino where your emotions run riot. No, the gambling casinos are a luxury place in business. Who pays them? The punter, and the punter who does the things like that. You laugh. No. You're joking. No, you're not joking, Marcus. It's extremely addictive. I'm not kidding. Like gambling or alcohol or whatever hard drugs you make, because it's exciting. That people laugh at me. One of the major problems with trading is it's fun. Once you're making fun, people more interested in the fun side of it than the practical. You know what I'm saying? Now, that is the problem because it is that way. Yeah. And especially if you've had 2 or 3 good trades and a good run, you're in a complete high. Now, some boring old fart like Roger Transport says, leave it alone, go and do something else. Is this guy insane? You must be kidding. Hang on, we must have something there. What about that? What about GPPY? Yeah, that come off. Right resistance now. That's got to come off. Oh, absolutely, it's got to come off. If it doesn't come off on the 15, what are they out? Oh, that definitely comes off. I'm selling that. Thing pops out, and now you're annoyed. You get my point. Cruel doesn't begin to describe me, Anna Marie. I taught Genghis Khan how to torture people in my previous life. That's how cruel I am. But unfortunately, it's fact, isn't it? It is, and I've been through everything. I'm joking, but I've been through all this myself. And there's no way around it. You've got to do the school fees. But take a look back and realize the difference is between that emotion. And it is, it's frustrating. And trust me, I still do it. All right, I accept it a little bit less now, but still it's there. Yeah, marshmallow. I'm only trying to point it out because I know you're disciplined. So if a disciplined, knowledgeable person can do it, how can you imagine the ordinary guy does it? You know, that emotion is without doubt gives you love, it gives you pleasure, but by God, it can be your biggest enemy as well. Not just here in life generally. If only I'd left before having that one extra beer, I wouldn't have gotten into argument and with the wife, girlfriend, or prospective girlfriend, or if you're a female, prospective husband or partner, whatever you like to call them, and then everything be hungry. Nah, I'm going to apologize the next day or whatever. Just if I said no, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Same sort of principle. We've all done it. Or set the wrong WhatsApp or SMS in the old days to the wrong person in an emotional fit of annoyance. Yeah, no, we've all done it. I don't care who you are, we've all done it. But I say, don't forget, it gives you pleasure, it gives you love, it gives you all the good things. But my goodness, can come back and bite. As when I used to play a lot of golf, not so much now, but I used to be a member of the World of Golf in Johannesburg, just up the road here. And one of my pro guys, you have a pro teach you stuff, yeah. And he was a good guy. He was a +2, if I remember what it means in golf, not a 2 under or scratch, +2. There's 2 holes that are better than scratch. And again, because the standard is so high on the European tour, he couldn't make a decent living out of it. So doing there. And he says when he comes out and he can see a very good golfer driver range, he'll know immediately it's an amateur. Just within seconds the approach of the game compared to the pro. Not once something better. I'm talking about good guys. It's just the pro looks at it as a job, a business. You can see, he says from experience very quickly, otherwise approaching this because it's fun to play on Sunday for a couple of beers or a couple of bucks or whatever it happens to be. Yeah. And I'm not that level, I'm not playing golf. I mean, that standard discipline, trust me. I'm better, not like when should be. Yeah, that funny, all that boring days you studying through chemical. I don't know if you got a master, PhD or whatever. Yeah, trying to approach it, not quite like that. That really is hectic. But I mean, you know, some of that's times you, God, do I really want to study? Better I might not pass the exam sort of area. Same sort of thing. It's a pity because you get a fantastic trader. I mean, I had one lady, she joined me, I don't know, tried to explain, hope she's going to join me. She went in the down norm instead of the down micro. So position size was right, but it was in the normal one. So it was 10 times bigger than it should. And it went right for her. So I don't know, spoil up thunder now, because she thinks now, oh, this is wonderful. You know, it made 60% in one day, in less than one day on the entire capital. That's not the norm. You know what I mean? You're in the wrong one. You know, just for a lack of knowledge, she got lucky. Next time it might not work out. And she's on there, just check. After the join, to try and explain. No, she's not. Pity. Because I try and explain, you must know when you, this is a one contract micro. So 0.01 on there is a one contract size. It's very different to 0.01 for arguments on this one. There's my old lights going off. Charming. 4 o'clock load shedding. This is a 10 contract size. So 0.01 on it is 10 times the size of the other one. In fact, they can't seem to get it in the voice message. Never mind, we tap it out. So I said, come here and try and get that sort of the math through it. I mean, there was a one question asked. It only goes up to 0.05, not 4. You know, when the signal went out, and I suggested to do 0.05. It didn't say it on there. And that worries me a bit. So I said, no, you extrapolate if you want to risk more, because you have more to risk. Of course, didn't know what that meant. So it clearly should be meant that, you know, if 0.04 says you're risking 400 Rand and you want to risk 500, well, clearly, well, you go 0.05, not because it doesn't say it down there. And those sort of things worry me. This is a complicated world we live in. If those sort of things can't be understood, it's a worry. You understand? These basics of basic arithmetic have to be understood. And I know I'll go on about it. It's like reading or writing because it is so necessary. The other complicated stuff I can handle, really learn down the line. That's up to you. But I can't spend hours explaining the difference between 0.01 and risk and contract 1 and contract 10 and what a leverage is. That stuff should be understood before you come to the trading room. And if you don't, I can explain it, but you still got to pick it up, you know? And I've convinced a lot of the reason it's just so it's completely outside the box, the comfort zone, that it suddenly becomes more difficult than it actually is. If you compare it to a motor car, you know it. But if you compare it to something like this, then you go, oh, what's going on here? It's a simple principle. Maths is maths. Anyway. Well, you see, again, you didn't do it. It's clearly in your face what it is, Ricky. Can't remember how much you got. You probably won't if I did, I wouldn't blast it out here anyway. But you got to remember, if you're on the, which I know you are on the VIP, you clearly got more than 200 Rand. And it says, whatever it says, 60 Rand or something for 1 micro. Why would you? If you want to risk 60 Rand, why put a few grand in your account? Might as well put a few hundred in your account. That's all you're worried about. It's in your face. You can't miss it. 0.0160, 0.02, 120, whatever the bloody figures are. I can't remember now. And then say, right, I've got 5 grand. I think I've been mentioned before in trading, I should be risking 3 to 350 Rand. What's 60 to 300? That's 5. 60 to 350 is 6. I'll go for 5, 0.05. Or if it's 180, we'll go 0.05 on this one and then go 0.05 on the other one, because 5 times 180 is 900 bucks. Complete different story to 300. And this is really, really basic stuff. And the majority don't seem to be grasping it. And it's a way to go forward. Because trust me, if you saw the derivatives exam I had to take, it's sure. To mathematicians, probably straightforward, but for most, that would be completely complicated. And that's what required. Listen to Bloomberg sometimes, see what these guys are talking about. You see how far we have to still go. You know what I mean? Shut up, Roger. I didn't see that. Sorry, I didn't look at the chart. Well, that's all right then. That's all right then. 0.1 one on the micro is 0.01 on the normal. That's fine. That's okay. No problem there, Vicky. I thought you meant the micro. Do beg your pardon. But anyway, that's the point still stands. Take it back, Vicky. That's 100%. I'm really sorry about that. But it's still, other people must understand that. Don't go, if you went 0.02, I don't know what you've got this up. 0.02 on this one, and one comes out of the footsie or something else. Doesn't it say again 0.02 on that, 0.2 on gold, blah, blah, blah. You've got to get the position size cut. Even that's done for you on the signal. savings thing. If it only goes up to 0.04, surely you want to risk more because you can afford it. You can extrapolate the extra arithmetic to it. It's really that 10-year-old basic stuff, not even the trick level. I think it's fair because it seems to be an incredible hurdle. Maybe just people panic or something. I don't know. To be honest, though, Vicky and company goes wrong. Yeah, and chappies. If it goes right, you think if only I'd got the position size right. Oh, of course it would be, Marius. Absolutely. That's why I pushed hard this morning to get the NAS as well as the Dow out. Because I said, never mind, they're going to give us liquidity to the depositors, but the share price gone up. And there's fear now, but the bank, we look what happened to Lehman Brothers, it's still fresh in the mind to a lot of people. So there's going to be a lot of fear. A lot of the banks are down the result of it. So I thought, we've got a chance without opening a mile down. We missed the ship. We can go and do that. It turned out was correct. I mean, people are just going to shrug off, oh, well, Nedbank went under. Government's going to hold up some deposits. I don't care if you're in Standard Bank or even you're still in Nedbank. They might say, don't worry, we'll look after your deposits. What are you going to do? You're going to be worried in Standard. You're in Nedbank. Still think, well, okay, to be safe, we'll take the money out. This is your money. This is your life. You know what I mean? You can't, you get to play safe. Naturally. You would, wouldn't you? I tell you what, guys, listen to this. ABSA's got some big problems. That's fact, by the way. But let's say in this case, it's proved not because I'm making a joke of it. Big problems. You're a Standard Bank or Capitec. You know the knock-on effect of that. You're going to start getting worried. Okay, then say ABSA Bank, where's you might have to use somebody there's an ABSA. Never mind, the shareholders will lose, the price will plummet of the actual value of ABSA, but we'll look after you depositors. Yeah, especially this country, nobody's anything anyway. What are you going to do? You're still going to take it out and bung it somewhere else. You get my point. So of course it's got a knock effect. That's a very good point, actually. Actually, to be honest, thank you for that. I really thought of that. CPI, no CPI tomorrow. Yeah, that might be. But that's what Goldman Sachs reckons. To me, is not they're big. Of course, they're big. Obviously, they're big. But I mean, it's still not Jerome Powell. And they're doing big, powerful hits. You know what I'm saying? Big, powerful hits, they're saying. But Jerome is actually not a Democrat or Republican. I know he's privately. He's got some political point. But he is trying to remain apolitical the best. But it had thought of that. It might have some effect on it, yeah. But, do you remember, it's maybe, when did it, still forgot to check. Maybe you can Google it and check somebody finding or something. When it is, it's next week or the week after. Might give us a little bit to settle down. But there's going to be some fear on this. Because it's not just that, there's a signature and there's fresh memories of what the bank problems can cause. Because when you put it, your money, your life savings in the bank, you don't mind paying the charge, or you don't like it, you don't mind. It's supposed to be bloody well safe. I mean, you're 65 years of age, you can't get another job, right? Then you've got your basically your money's in there, and that's taken, you're on the street. It's a big deal. I mean, oh, fire. Remember Master Bomb, well, that went under. I think there's a couple of suicides came out of that. So you get the point. It is, yeah. So watch it, absolutely. But I thought that might happen. Every tool, let's have a look at that. It's still coming off. Got it 30. I'll tell you what going on. Where is it now? 32240, 32,240. Popped up a bit, but still it's doing okay, eh? Yeah, still sorted out there. Yeah, about 400 pips. Yeah, plus minus 400 pips in profit. One plate, nearly 700 or 600 something down here. It's one stage, eh? Yeah, it's about 300. So it's 700 at one stage. Now we're at 400. It's still pretty good. I think all you guys can move your stop loss to break even. Make it 32,000. Still 100. No, sorry, rubbish. Make it 32,200. I'm assuming you guys got in at a higher price than 32,000 to maybe 200. So you get your stop there, then you probably covered your costs, etc. And you still got what, 370 pips gap between the price, the market price, and the stop, and yet you've taken out the fear of something happening to CPI, and see if we can get another decent move down. We might get another move down. We might get 1,000 pips. Don't desert the winning ship, guys. You see where I'm coming from? Is the maths what I've been on about just last few moments too complicated? Are we on the same page? Because if we're not, I'll repeat it, because I know it's inside out, and problem is, and I only got one sodding lounge in my head, and I tend to go a little bit quickly. And that's the way I am. And I'm too old and ugly to change now. So just say, hang on, Roger, run that by me again. These concepts are vital and must be understood.
Roger?
Yep.
The Dow hit my TP at 31,545, quarter to 3 on a 500.
Oh, goodness gracious me, that's the TP. Bloody hell, it's at the TP. Someone's awake round here. I've just checked now, you're right, the TP is the TP. Yeah, go, but still down. Now I'm fed up. I should have made the TP at 31 grand. Let's hit the southern TP. You're quite bloody right. And I think, well, I don't know that because I trade slightly different. I don't trade. You know, when you know the rules, you tend to play them around a bit. But don't do what I do. It's my money. I do it different. And yeah, that's down the line. We'll show different stuff. But that's when you're really, really on it. But bottom line, what I'm trying to say is, wow, you're right. It's actually hit the solid TP. I don't do that, you Farney. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I just want, with that good trade, I want to re-enter.
Now, you see, after you do me a favor, now you ask me an awkward question. Come on, guys, somebody else must ask a question that's easy for me. I don't like these sort of very good bloody question. Sorry, I forgot we've hit the sodding TP already. Hey, that was 700 pips. I tell you what, we get so touchy with this business, we can't find, but we actually hit the TP in an hour or two, we just slightly overcome. Right, yeah, I do actually. I'm sorry to say I do. Can we get a stop loss that's worth it? Yes, we can on the micro. Yes, we can. 32,000, I think we can actually. Sorry about that with my wrong TP. Oh, no. No wonder that lady said, thanks for the trade. Well, why did you get out? And she's fairly new to this because it hit this solid TP. Didn't say that, by the way, but now I realize what happened. Put it above here, make it 32,000. I meant to get the stop loss there, so we'll put it in there. 32,200. It's a long distance, and we can take it down to 31,000. That should do the job. Not trying to panic you guys, but the bank going, I've been on about this for a long time, and the bank could be the trigger. We could have a problem coming up here. So maybe, yeah. But what was I going to say? Just remember the CPI, funny things could happen, but as Marius pointed out, that bank going under, remember it had a 42 billion deposit withdrawal, if you know what I'm saying. Put that, that's 750 billion rand, 750 million rand. You get the idea. How many people we have in this country? 60 million. Divide 750 billion by 60 million, you get what? It's about 10 million rand for every single human being in this country. Not bad off the top of my head as I'm speaking. Do you like that? I'm quite impressed. Not exactly. It's around about 10 million rand for every living human being in South Africa was withdrawn over the last couple of days from that bank. So we're talking money here, guys. And so that's not going to be an isolated case. Okay, so yeah, not a bad idea. Okay. You want to wait for a better price? You can. I can't like short term, like in 5 minutes. I have no idea. But if you've got a stop out of the way, I can't see what's going to push it up there. Having said that, anything can happen when we've got this skittish market out there, CPI. If you're at a profit, make sure you get your stop protecting, still do the buy-sell trade, but sorry, yeah, the buy-sell stop trade, you know, but get your profit just in case something weird happens. The last thing you want to do is suddenly jumps up for some reason, 500, you know. Yeah, well, it depends on your risk reward. You sad afterwards, but if it was the correct volumes, in other words, where was the stop? How far away was the stop? Dow, wasn't that a minute? Sorry, the other one. The Dow was 336 US dollars, which is about 600 rand, and you need for 600 rand risk about a 10 grand account. So, Vicky, I think your position size was correct. Now, anybody can say, I wish I'd gone in, I put my house on it. I'm going to know the result afterwards. But let's say beforehand, would you put your house on it? And it went the wrong way, and now you're homeless. What are you going to tell your wife, eh? So you find out, well, a bit late now, because I forgot I remortgaged the house and put it on the other side, so we're back in business. But joking apart, no, the position side was correct. We don't do 50-minute time frames on here, guys. I'm going to do it for you 5, but rather you don't. Don't. It's too short with the spread. Look at that spread. 14 pips or so at the moment. Look at it. Not 15. You've got to make sure you cover your 14. Sorry, you're a JP White dickhead. Sorry. But still, even though here we've got 3 pips spread, 15 is a very short period of time. You want to buy it. I find it a bit difficult at the moment. It's the sell zone, separate resistance. Is it going to break through? It's been an upward trend for the last 3, 6, 7 working days, week and a half. It's having a few problems here. That's from the 15-minute. Try the day to get a better action. It's a bit in between here, halfway house. Look at this movement here on the daily. That worries me as well. Look at that. Bang, bang. That's in 16 hours today. Look at the weekly. It's the buy zone, the weekly. So for that, I'll give you a tick for that. 4-hour sell zone. If you want to play around at the 15, your choice. I'm going to recommend it for that reason alone. Well, a few others, but that's a major reason. So that's your choice, Morris. Okay, got it. Now we're into the Brent. Pleasure, Morris. Just be careful. You're doing different levels here, and we don't want to get people too excited at level 3 when they're still level 1. The driving. They've got to drive at 1 before they can drive at 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, very important. That's where cock-ups come in. Now, I presume we went for the Brent trade. You could receive the signal. I hope you did. 78.60. Went up a little bit. See if somebody chased it. 1 or 2 hours. I think you could have chased it within reason, around about the 79-ish mark. Maybe 10 cents above that, but no higher. That's up to them. They're probably going a bit late. Some people. Chase is not always a good idea, but then again, you might miss out. That's the big question. You've got to realize that before you do it. If you want to chase it, as long as you know it's not just getting blind on the signal. Because on 0.01, which is the last one, you know what I mean? Read it, do the maths. Very important. Okay. Now, Brent, yeah. Now, if you got in correctly below 79, around about the 70, 78, 60, 70 mark, where the signal went, is it too quick to move it up? Yeah, I think a little bit. I think a little bit. If you got in below 79, I think you can risk moving it to entry. If you got above 79, it's up to you. But I don't want to get it too close and get knocked out in the movement and it goes up for TP. You'd be highly set up. But if you got in round about the single price, within about 20 cents of it, I think you bring it into modify your stop to break even. So you got it. You could make the Brent work. I thought you could make the Brent work. I made it bloody work. I sure as hell did. Let's have a look at the trade signal. It's the Brent one here. That's gold. Let's go forget gold. Gold. No, the Brent worked definitely. Show what I mean. Sorry. Just take a few seconds on that. Long pending. Oh, I see you meant in later. See what you mean. Well, if you went in too late, you missed it. The one I did was 75. And this was what, 85.50. So there's no problem with that. But if you went in now, it'd be a different story. Go in instant. No, you can't make it work now. That ship's sailed. If you haven't entered, you're too late now. I'm talking about guys who entered modifying stock. That ship's definitely sailed now. Yeah. Unless you have great belief it's going to go higher. Then what you do, then you start looking at TP up there, somewhere that level there, and the stop loss may be a little bit tighter, maybe down there. Then you could probably do it. That's about what, $3, and this is $8. Seems you don't have to do that far. Maybe do it to here. How far is that? Then you got 6.8. And even then, you can still do the stop a little bit wider. You can still do it now. It's not ideal. I don't know why you didn't get it before. You got enough money, should have got it. Have I uploaded you on there? Maybe I haven't. Just a second. Just give me a second. I'll put you on there, Pete. That might be the problem. You're pretty wily, Pete. Some of that happens usually for a damn good reason. I usually miss something. No, you're not on here. Bloody wonder. Should have been on there. You are now. Okay. You're on the QT update, so you should have had it. Yeah, I'm not. That's sorry, it's not your fault, but it's not out of the question. Join it now. It's not ideal. So you'll get it straight next time. Okay. Okay, good enough. There we are. At least you've loaded it. Sorry about that, Pete. All right. Some guys want to sell that. I missed a trade idea from actually one of the guys in the strategy room to sell it. And I was in trading when I missed it. I think it's a bit too late at the time. Is it still worth chasing as a short? Even though I had a long the other day. I don't think so, actually. What's that? 233. What? 233 pips. You might be able to do it. And this one here is. No, that's not going to work. I think you're pushing your luck there. Oh, hi, Mark. Anyone want to chase bread now? It is possible with an increased TP. But I'm just a bit worried. It depends. You might be right about Silicon Valley Bank, SVB, but it still might change what the reaction to CPI that comes out tomorrow. And dollar strength of the week will affect Brent. I'm a bit annoyed now. You should have had that one. Sorry about that, Pete, again. And you're doing all right. Maybe it'll pull back a bit. I don't know. Do you want to chase it now? I'm a bit iffy on that. 80 is still pretty cheap, relatively speaking. Yeah, but I don't know where you got in. What price to get in there? Come back to me on that, Pete. Sorry. Mark, what price to get in? I'll tell you what about myself. Yeah, if it's below 79, I'll be happy. It's only $1.30 away. How far away is that in time? Yeah, it's only an hour or so. Well, you can reduce it if you like. Maybe reduce it to your risk, I mean, and increase your stop. Maybe increase it to 78. There you are. Increase to 78. So it's only $1 back from the room for the position size you've got. At least reduced your risk. And if this can take out 81, then you get it above your entry level. We should be smiling on the Dow if you took it, and the NAS if you took it. Let's look at the NAS. We look at the NAS, have we? Look at that. Gold's going up. Be very wary of gold at the moment. I think it's going to might have a fall just now. It's because the worry going for SVP is good for gold. Yeah. Yeah, that's still doing okay. It's not falling out of bed on the 15 minutes, but it's still doing okay. We didn't get that out. I want to get it out, but the company didn't want to send it, so that's their choice. Even though I advised it, but they said no, and it's still their company. 12038, 12035. So call that 900. That's we'll do it, yeah. 135, 160 pips, maybe the spread 115 profit. I think we're pushing our luck to put it break even, but yeah, maybe just hang 5 a bit. But if it starts dropping, put it to break even or something. Whatever you do, for goodness sake, even if trade room's closed, for goodness sake, don't take a loss in it. Whatever you do. Right, a bit of a pity about that, Mark, because that was doing pretty good just now. Might get a bit of profit taking. Let's still look. Anyway, no, hang on, too late now. It's hit the TP. The Dow hit the TP. 700 pip profit today on that one. That makes it even worse, eh? That's being a bit insensitive, eh? How to make friends influence people. You do know what you missed out there, eh? That's really thoughtful. Yeah, okay, so we covered that. Is there anything else I forgot to mention? No, those 3. So those 3 not too bad today so far. It's a bit of an understatement. Pretty damn good. Okay, any comments? Anything else people like to discuss while we're on the subject? We all know about the beginning guys, not the more experienced guys, that on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, I'm just going through what's the difference between a down micro and a down normal, NAS micro and a NAS normal. So you understand the configuration. I'm trying to think of the maths behind it. Can't put any more in that. But those who still haven't got it, join me. If you do have it, please don't, because it's no point. But CPI will be done tomorrow. We might actually add a bit of effect the SVP thing, but if it does, it doesn't, we'll see. But CPI I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to actually be in, it's 2 to 3, but I'm going to be open up for your information at 2:45. We can only take 100 odd people on board, and we sold out last time, for want of a better word. A lot of guys couldn't join. So I'm just asking you out of decency, if you're on a demo or got about 200 grand in your account or something, don't bother, because you're keeping somebody out that could be there. However, having said that, if you come a little bit early, you book your seat. If you come a bit later and it's already fully booked and you've got the Tom, well, you're late, you missed it. It's like the theatre. If they started, they close the doors. All over here, certainly in London, West End, if you can suddenly afford it there. It doesn't matter if you pay for the tickets. If they started, the door is closed, you can't go in. Same thing here. So, yeah. And don't start joining at 25 past 2. Expect me to explain the straddle and how to place the trade. That happens a couple of times as well. So make sure you're in time, you've got the concept, got the mechanics of the trade, and you're ready to place it. And then hopefully we'll do okay, like we did on Friday. Okay. Absolutely, I do. Completely, I do. Yes, Mark. Absolutely. The point is now the FOMO missing out. I won't try and get cute with it now. Gold I'm talking about. That's why I can write all my weekly analysis I do over the weekend and then post to the office on the first thing about 6 o'clock, which I've done. I write up Saturday sometimes, so usually Saturday, post it out for the week ahead. If something goes bang on Monday morning, that particular analysis will be slightly out but that's not my fault. Obviously, I didn't know SVP was going to do that. You can, we got it. Maybe in another platform, but don't have it here. But I still think gold's getting the overcooked stage. I think it's going to pull back, but I would get too cute. I'm a little bit surprised it took out around figure of 1900. The fact it has means we could get some more north side of this one. So I think we just stay aside for this at the moment. Now, if you had what's your SVB on here and you had to short it, you'd have made yourself an absolute killing, because that's completely disappeared. We don't have it, so what the price was. But let's say it was, I don't know, $200 a share. It's worth about $5 now. I don't know, but I'm just saying, you would have been, whoa, hey, all these ifs and buts, then you got the right lottery ticket out of 140 million job, you know, or the European one, you're in about £1 billion or something stupid. That's the wish side of it. There it is. Okay, I can't see much else on the front of the Forex, but maybe I've missed it. I want to go the pound dollar. And it looks like it wouldn't be such a great idea after all. I want to sell it right about here, and it did come off, but that's bounced. It's probably just as well. The euro dollar came off. Well, that could be good, and it went up. Then FXS, they often send out stuff free because they want me to join. But if I have to pay money, what the hell do I even supposed to know what I'm talking about? And they sent one out, think it's a buy. I'm not so sure about that. I'm setting up before a CPI, and if somebody finds that TP and SLs are very close and about 1-to-1 ratio, sometimes worth. So it looks good on paper, not so much in practice. But never mind. Having said that, I wouldn't be doing anything at the moment. Leave it alone. That's happening this morning.
Roger.
Go for it.
Shares, Tesla, as well as Schwab's for a sell. I see the price is dropping like a stone.
Yeah, goes back everything. Remember, it was about 210. I said maybe we should give this a go. Nobody wanted to know. Remember last week? It was about 209. Nobody wanted to know. I bet they're kicking themselves now. $40 per share later. Recover a bit. Yeah, we've been selling it. I'm saying about 180. I think it might, like that Dow, how far has it come down? Right down to here, $5 pumped up again. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, it might get a bit of recovery, but a lot of it will be profit-taking recovery before it comes off again. So I agree with the sell. Maybe 180 is pushing it, but certainly a 175-ish. I'm a bit better than that. Just keep an eye on that for the moment. What was the other one you meant? Schwab, Charles Schwab.
Yes.
Should be on here. Is it? No.
It's also financial. It's really.
Oh yeah. It's a broker. Look at that. That's a broker. Just a little bit bigger than QuickTrade. There's not much in it there, Barney. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar broker. Deals in just about everything, like hedge fund stuff, everything. That shipped to me. Would you want to be joining that? We missed that one, all right. That's halved in value. The banks are shot down. All had knock-on effects. Goldman Sachs, the worst. I wouldn't be chasing it now. That's gone. Maybe the FTSE. If you wanted the FTSE, why don't you do the NAS? Eh? Remember, the FTSE, I thought was not your favourite thing. You want to do the FTSE, rather do the NAS. Moves more, it leads. Everyone says it's like going out with a drag queen. Why not go out the real thing? Careful what I say, but no. No, do the NAS. You got the micros, you got the norms. You play between the two of you, more volatile, etc. And it leads him. Well, yeah, can if you want. That's the point. But if you want, you can. But I won't chase it now. Look, it's come right off like the NAS. So why would you do this? Same principles are down the NAS, eh? It turns you on and you specialize in it. Fair enough. But don't chase it now. Baba should be doing okay. Are you still in Baba? Anybody still in Baba? Fun, you still in there?
Yes, sir. But
okay, doing all right. It's a bit slow, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit slow, but anyway, still in it. Well, what do you get in at? 85, 86? What's the price recommended? A lot now.
85.
85.
85. Yes.
Where's 85 on there? Maybe it's giving you some jip at the moment. Don't take profit. Put it to 85, and you protect against CPI or whatever, and see if you can come off more. Get stopped out, at least you haven't lost. And that's probably a better idea. It's a bit slow at the moment. The other one was Google. That you got in at where down. That one you should have got in at 85, 895. You should have gone 95. Am I correct on that?
94.40. Close enough.
Oh, that's close enough. Okay. Well, now here it's okay. I think you can. Well, 94.40 is a bit close. Where's 94.40 here? Is it above these guys? It's still above these two guys here. Yeah, put that down. Protect yourself. CPI coming out. You might forget other stuff to do. You might forget about it, and then suddenly, bang, it shoots up to 100 for whatever stupid reason. Now you're annoyed. So put it in at 94.40 or just below that, whatever. Make it 94.20. Cover your costs. $3 away, and then you're protected. And see if the grind down can continue, which I think it's a good chance of it with the NAS and the Dow. Remember, it's a part of the NAS, so that's probably a better idea. Okay. Happy with that?
Yes, thank you. I think it's better because the CPI is announced before the market opened.
No. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sorry, quite right. Yes. Uppers 2, market's uppers 3. Absolutely. Yes, correct. Having said that, I don't want to give you bad news here. If it opens up at 98, you stops at 95, that's irrelevant. Because it opens at 98, do you understand? But still put it in anyway, just there you are. Okay, what were you going to say? Yeah, I think Schwab and Tesla, I think Schwab, that should definitely sell. Tesla, I'd like to do it, but I'm not sure we can't get a better price. But I'm frightened of missing it. I can't make my mind up. Do you want to chase it now? It's got plenty of downside, but this is giving a bit of a problem here, technically speaking. Do you want to rather chase it a little bit closer up towards this area here? I can't make my mind up, so I'm going to sit beside. I'm sitting on the fence on that one. Ooh, it's hurt me, boom.
I think of putting in delayed buy at 175 or
Delayed sell.
175.50.
Delayed sell or buy.
Sell.
Okay, delayed sell. So you want to put a sell limit in. Hello? Do you want to put a sell limit in?
Yes, Roger, sell limit.
Okay. All right. 175. Looks good to me. All right, here, if you really like it and you're frightened of missing out, I don't know how much money you got in your account, but maybe you want to risk, I don't know, example, 10 units, whatever that's supposed to mean. Maybe go 5 now and sell them to the other 5. Did you get my point? Half in now, half in later.
Yes, I do. Thanks, Roger.
If you're going to do that, we're going to stop loss. I think need to be above here somewhere. We want it out of the way because it's still there. This is a volatile instrument. We want it out of the way. I think it's a long way away, but make at least 180. And accordingly, you know, it's work. You know how to work your risk out. You can do the maths on the engineer. You can do the maths on it. Good stuff. Thanks, Funny. Good stuff. Anybody out there listen to this? Any questions? What we've been talking about? It's no point we waffle away and you're not on point what the hell we're on about. Does anybody there not the hell what Fanny and I were talking about? Half in there, half in later, having worked out your risk, etc. Everyone not know you can't use this calculator here for shares. You have to use an Excel one. We all know the difference in opening times. Any questions on that stuff? Here's your chance to ask now. Or anyone reading a trading signal, they'll give you up to, let's say, 0.04 the risk reward, and you get a bit more money. Anyone not know how to say, if I can risk more, how to extrapolate between the figures there on the signal? Because this is, you can't do that. You're not going to be able to trade, trust me, because that's basic arithmetic. And this is going to be, as we go down the line, a lot more complicated if you're going to make a success of it. So yeah, if you're battling with sort of basic arithmetic, you need to get that sorted out. Very, very important, vital. So any question on that, we can go through it. You've got to know contract value, what it means. Anything like that, we've got a few moments quiet. I can explain. If I explain what you'd understand, maybe Fanny can explain, or Anna Marie or somebody else. But these things, guys who don't know, must know, because if you don't, it's going to cost you. You many times say, I'm losing, why is that? If you don't understand the basic maths, you're not reading the signal or whatever you're doing, something like that. That we can control. Where it's a CAD JPY and there's a buy and it came off. All right, that happens. But at least, you know, understand the maths behind it. We can control that. If the quicker we do that, we not hold everyone back on the more advanced stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can move along a bit quicker. All good. Okay. Any shares you want to look at? I think you find a lot of them should sell that share after that, carry on with that bank. But we can look at something. I might have missed it, often do, but very regularly do, I'm afraid. No questions? All good? Microsoft. Oh, my good friend Microsoft. Aha. What do we got here? Do we believe the NAS is going to continue down? Do we believe the Dow going to continue down? Overall, what's your view on that? Do you think it's going to bounce right up, or do you think it's going to? In other words, do you believe what I'm saying is sell the rally? It's going to go up and down, of course it is. But I mean, the overall area more bearish than bullish. Because we agreed on that. It could be a situation we can have another look at Microsoft. $7 not really good enough. Now I want to stop here. I want $8 stops, so at least 12, 14 really. Yeah, you'd have to take it out here somewhere to make it work. Might not squeeze that. You have to take it down here to make it work. Could happen, but then they got the CPI tomorrow. Pity, I like this. Unless you do an aggressive one with a tighter stop, maybe a stop up here, maybe $4, take it down here. You squeeze it then. I want it to go up. Don't say that in Tommy. I thought maybe it was going down. Panic me then. It should be going up. That's what we want. But what about Microsoft? Aggressive trade? Okay, yeah, good point actually. We'll come back to that. Good point then, Tomby. Yeah, the guys who got in at 79 or lower can put their stop up now to break even. They can't lose in the trade because they've got to break even unless slippage kicks in. So be careful to say here on recorded line. We all know what I mean. The likelihood you're not going to lose, but now then you can ride it. Okay. So those who got that trade and got in like marked it at 79 or up better. 78.62, 89, sorry, 79 or better. So you're going at 78.60 or 70 or something like that, better than 79, then you can move your stop loss up to entry. In fact, you can, I think basic is $2, yeah. If you got in at 79.50 or lower than that, you can put 79.50 or below that. In fact, I'll tell you, it'll make life easier for you. Put your stop at 79.50. There we are. Save the hassle for you. Save the hassle. Got that, guys? Stop loss modifies 79.50. Some guys will be a little bit, some guys a bigger profit, whatever happens. And let's see if we can really get this thing going. Good enough? All got that? Then we'll move on. Microsoft. Anyone want to take it, or is it too aggressive? Provided you've got enough free margin, even if you like the trade, make sure you've got enough free margin, for goodness sake, guys. I just think about that. I'm going to do just before 2, like I mentioned, be there. It's 3, and then I'll knock off. Be back on at 4, but I'll be doing a shortened version in the afternoon. The beautiful thing is the markets will be open at 4, so we can look in retrospect and take it from there. So it'll be a shortened version of the 4 o'clock session, and it'll be a full hour, the 2 to 3. But I should be in a little bit earlier than that, just to make sure. You do indeed. Well, a better idea, go get, I'll give you a tip here, Farney. This is how you do it. You get down on hands and, get down on hands and knees, and then you get, once you're on your knees, you put your hands together and you look up at your wife. Oh, pretty please, my darling, give me some margin, and see if that can work.
That's a good one, really.
You like that? Ah, brilliant. I'm not sure it gives me a bigger kick. You're making money, guys, or you get a big smile on your face. A good cackle. Can't beat it. So there we are, a new structure for raising funds. Down on hands and knees, beg, that soulful doggy look of begging on your face. Nobody can resist a mutt. And then, please, Martin. Anna Marie's saying nothing. She's telling Dirk, and here, get off your bloody knees, Dirk. Say. Hope you don't mind all this silly banter. It sort of relaxes me. I'm sorry. Irritates you. It's not meant to. It's all in fun. Okay, righty. So we'll leave Microsoft. Nobody seems to be keen. Your Google's going well. Hey, just a shout for the guys who took it. And your Baba, although quiet, it's quiet, but it's okay. Fine. Brent is hovering, but it's hovering a nice little profit there. The Dow is slowing down. We're at the Dow now. So keep an eye on the Dow to maybe re-enter. That's the major point. Might be better wait for tomorrow. This one's still going strong. Is it 300 in profit? I think we start moving the NAS. 12.035. It's sure just under 200. Is it a bit early to put the stop down? What do you think, guys? Should we get the stop to entry? Do you guys look in the trading room here, because we didn't send it out, getting about 12.035? Any guys took the NASDAQ around about 12.035? Around about that. There's no point in me going on about it if you didn't. As long as you didn't go along.
Yes, I did.
Okay, what price?
1.05.
Say again?
Sorry, I did take the sell on 12035.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Right, that's just under 200 pips away at the moment as we speak. What do you think? Do you think you can get it down to break even? The stop loss? I think so, yeah.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I've changed it just now.
Good man, good stuff. It was short. Yeah, I know it was short knowledge. I wouldn't be advising buying the NAS. Right. Anybody else apart from finally take the NAS trade? And if you did, just give me an idea what you entered. No point in saying put it down to entry. You got it 11.9 or something. You'd be surprised, Farney. It's scary, tell you. And the dollar's still weakening, so I expect more downside. So yeah. Nobody else did the NAS. Okay, fair enough. Oh, you did, Pete. What price did you get in at? Oh, that's even better. Well, that's even bloody better. Well, that's all right. I thought I heard a beaming smile somewhere. But you missed the Brent. That's my fault. We will make sure that never again. I've uploaded it on that biggie one. Wow, good idea to fund it. That's 2 or 3 times you missed out on the down on the NAS, and you'd be smiling there, Tommy. Yeah, right. Right. Well, there you are then, guys. 12.035 or a lot better, as in the case of Pete. Well, Pete has already modified his stop anyway. But I think you can bring your stop to 12.035. There you are, guys. Just like Farley, if you did that one. I'm waiting. I'm with you on that knowledge. We can talk gold, but leave it for the moment. You're in Brent. You just joined. As long as you got in the signal, not got in like 5 minutes ago. If you got in on the signal, which is 79 or better, you can move your stop loss to 79.50. Chepo, what price did he get in at? Oh, Lenkapani. That's the guy. Been trying to get hold of you, mate. I emailed you this morning because you didn't have a WhatsApp your number, and I couldn't phone you for some reason. Not lined to phone Botswana, so I tried to do it. So I want you to WhatsApp me, and I can get you on my VIP group and all the rest of it. Just a second, I put it on now. Now you came up. Better put it with the extra plus sign in there because you know it's overseas. 61-529-3431. There you are. Just WhatsApp me with your WhatsApp number there. Anybody else has got over 2,500 rand, $150 or whatever. But you particularly there, Chepo, because I know what you've got. And just WhatsApp me on there. And that's fantastic. And then I can upload you to my VIP group. And you'd gotten the Brent and the Dow and the NAS earlier on this morning, and that's what we're all looking so, but he'd been so cheerful about. He'd have been smiling big time. And then just when you want advice as well, I'm there. Don't go to your account manager, you can if you like, but he's not allowed or she's not allowed to, or your tech guy or whoever friend you got. You need to come to for trade advice. Go to them, they have to send you to me because I am legally allowed to advise. Don't say I'm better than they are, I'm just saying I'm legally allowed to do that. Great, just WhatsApp me soonest and just put in your full name so I know who you are again. Chepo McCarthy, Len Kapani, if that's pronounced properly, and then I'll update you. If you can throw in your real account number as well, it would be quicker for me. It's a 6-figure number, and then I'll send you the relevant stuff. That'd be brilliant. Glad you're on there. Brilliant. Okay. So other guys, there's the WhatsApp number. You haven't got it. Obviously, you need to be funded, otherwise, I can't help you. Basically. Okay. Oh yes, so while I'm doing that, I've got a quiet moment. Talk about the dollar index. It's got in front of me at the moment on the screen. That's coming off, by the way, guys. Those who don't have it, there you are. Okay, anyone new? Make sure you got the dollar index. Very important. Economic fundamentals, very important. You don't want to be going in 5 minutes before a major fundamental comes out. So now you have it. Keep it, save it. For a little bit more, for those who don't know, this is the yields on the 10-year US 10-year note or bond. Right, we're not after the bond, like I mentioned, we're after yield. Because what happens to the yields affects the share price, affects the indices price, affects gold. Okay, inversely proportional, guys. The yields are falling, gold tends to go up. The NAS and that going the opposite around because of the banking problems. That's where the problem is. Gold is the fear zone factor. That's why gold is independent and doing its thing by going north. I see it. Thanks very much. Just come up my WhatsApp. Brilliant. It might be a different name, McCarthy, if that's right. So just put that 6-figure real account number on, and then I'll make sure I won't get the wrong person involved. But I'll send the stuff anyway. Okay. I'll do it after we finish here. Okay, I'll just check. Somebody just sent me some. I'm just going to check for them. One second, I'll load somebody, the VIP group. Wow, not surprised. Just a second, go back to that. Yeah, yields have done that. Go back to the dollar. Dollar's falling. Yeah, the dollar's falling, so no surprise on that. Okay. The line is going to continue, but don't chase it now. Leave it alone. Stick to leaving it alone. It's frustrating to sit marching on when you're not on board, but it's tough. I will be playing cute on this one. It's jumping the gun to selling it now. There's no strategy behind selling it now. The momentum clearly up, but how far it's going to continue, that's my worry.
Sorry, I quickly had to run. Can you please repeat what you said about gold?
Okay, yeah, gold, I think leave it alone, like I mentioned, I'll change the tune on that. The momentum's still clearly up, but it might be getting stage where it's getting near a bit of exhaustion there. To sell it is preempting it. There's no justification to sell at this level just because it's high, and I think the ship sailed to join it and a buy. So I'm suggesting those guys who are tempted to see the bus sailing away and not on board. Sorry, the ship sailing away and not on board. But I think just say wait for the ship to come back and pick you up. Don't swim after it at this stage. Leave it alone. Okay, that's my opinion. If you're in, it's a different ballgame, of course. Okay, all right. Just quickly check. I'm just going to check the Brent again. Is it still doing okay? It's come off. No, it's not come off. It's doing okay. That's not bad. So it's settling down a bit, but still it's okay. You're protected anyway, whatever happens on that one. The NAS, you're protected on this as well, even though it's jumping up for whatever reason. You're still protected. I hope it doesn't get to stop you out now. Only 170, it's only 70 pips away. Ooh. Hope it doesn't stop you out now in modified. Stop is only quite close to 35. It's only what 635, 65, 70 pips, 75 pips away, 70 pips away, which is a lot, a hell of a lot if you're dealing with Forex. There's not so much on there, so keep your fingers crossed on this. It's try to not go up, it might come back. Looks like 12,000 is going to hold, so keep your fingers crossed to get more downside back down these guys. We didn't get stopped out in that 11.6. No, we didn't get stopped. Sorry, didn't get TP down. I mean, beg your pardon. So these are stopped out. Hey, didn't get TP'd out. Didn't get targeted out.
Yes, and Dow Micro start giving me jips.
The Dow. Okay. Oh, you went in again. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's where did you get the stop? Where it was about 32.2, so 130 pips away, which is it's a reasonable, but it's not enormous. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, but you see where that week end up was at 185. It almost.
Yeah. Good news on the 5-minute came off. 15-minute came off. That's a short-term 250-minute moving average. Seems to be holding. Fingers crossed for another move down. I personally think, guys, if you hit your TP and wanted to re-enter it, I think it'd be worse than re-entering at this price. When you got it, I think it's a bad idea. I think it's an even better idea. And then you give it a wider stop, maybe up here somewhere. Yeah. Anyone, if you hit your TP and want to re-enter the Dow, I think it's not a bad idea. Having said that, in theory, the dollar coming off should give some strength to the Dow. That's my only issue. And the yields have come off as well. That in theory should give some strength to the Dow. A lot of this falling off everywhere is based on that bank. But take the bank out of the equation, a yield pull down and the dollar pull back is actually should be positive, these guys here. So maybe a bit careful on that, picking up. But whatever, I see downside on all of them. You see, you don't know half of it, what goes on. I don't, well, you know most of it. I know a little bit of it because I follow it. But even I'm not privy to the information that the Wall Street crooks have. And I tell you right now, that debt machine it's really coming home to bite. The governments are living like the average American South African. They're living on borrowed money, not their own. It's coming home to bite. Borrow from Peter to pay Paul, but Peter's run out of money to lend. Was finally just WhatsApp me now. Went down my knees, like you said, Rick, the market to my wife. She turned around and said, "Don't, so bloody silly. I need margin as well." So that's the problem. Everyone's now on borrowing money.
Very true.
Very true, yeah. You're looking the wrong person, my darling Farney. You're looking the wrong person, my darling Farney. I need margin as well. But I make a bit of a fun of it. But I mean, the point is basically, yeah, majority of people are unfortunately hand to mouth or credit card and that sort of thing. Be honest, most guys there don't have zero balance. Their credit card will pay it off each month. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, so there it is. Got another 20 minutes, so let's see if we can come up with something. Got any bright ideas for a Forex pair to look at? All right, I'm getting desperate now. Anybody got some stupid ideas for Forex pair to look at? It's tax deductible if you lose. What about that for positive comment? You don't miss a trick. Brilliant. Yeah. Well, there you are, Mark. Come with some stupid ideas, and we'll take the opposite, and we'll get a cut of the commission of the profit. How about that? GBPJPY. Actually, not a bad idea. That. Do you see where he's coming from? You see my cross areas? Do you see that? It's come back, and it's right now in support. He thinks it could chance of being a bounce on that. He's ignoring the fact it's the pound, which he knows damn fine I don't like. That's my problem, not his. It's 200 pips there, so there's no problem the upside. And the downside, yeah, you're not going to want one there, so you're going to put it there. My problem is, look at that bouncing around. You see what I mean? This is a 17-hour day, and it's gone this kind of movement without any specific direction. It's moved nearly 300 pips today in 17 hours without any specific direction. You see I'm coming from there, Farney? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Yeah. That worry you? Sure as hell worries me. You see on the 4 hour, yeah, is that not a sell down? I'm seeing just as good reason to sell it, as good reason to buy it, but even better reason to maybe just stay away on that. That's my take anyway. Pretty quick, to the point. Anything you want to suggest? Any shorter, longer term? Any fancy fundamentals you want to look at on that? But I'm looking at that candle there. That puts a fear in you. I mean, you can have a candle like this one here, and this one. It's the magnitude of that worries me. Without a direction, if that was green or red, different ball game. But that means it shot up and down. So if you're long, you're probably caught. If you're short, you're probably caught. Not a good idea. Are you with me on that front? Do you agree or disagree?
I do agree, Roger. It's indecisive, and I have my doubts about the GBP.
Very much so, and it's indecisive, and it's volatile. Not such word, this is volatilely. Let's make that word out. Volatilely indecisive. I mean, it's one thing to have a little volatility there, but indecisive. See that one here? This one here. This one's better here, but this would worry the hell out of me. What do you think, Ken? Wouldn't that worry you? Marius, what do you think, Ken? Marius, anybody? Doesn't that worry you, that? That's a big no-no, that's in there.
Roger,
Sorry, Anne-Marie, say again.
is the fact that the British earnings index comes out tomorrow at 9 o'clock is I know nobody likes the British pound at the moment, but is that not something that might happen there tomorrow?
So, tomorrow, Tuesday, 9 o'clock. You're quite right. Average earnings coming out, and it's both of them a 3-star. So that's another reason to leave it alone. So anybody there, you see what I mean? So adding that together, this is a definite stay away. This one's got a communicable disease. Rather leave it alone. No, I don't dislike the pound, but I don't dislike anybody really. It's a nice guy, a nice guy. I'm just talking about economically, despite the huff and puff politically, their social area, which they've gone through there, is a little bit cuckoo lad. I think some of the time listening on the radio, on the TV there, they live in sort of armchair cuckoo land. They don't understand the reality of the situation, I think. And it's wonderful to have all these wonderful bunny hugging policies, but they're running out of money to pay for it. That's the problem. They got the bills. You know, when you buy something, that you buy a nice fancy car, the normally wears off after a couple of months, but 5 years of payments don't, and that's where the hassle comes in. I mean, anybody there find that, I'm not talking about humanity and caring, being a nice guy and that, find that it's profitable for a country to have a far left socialist policies. If you can, and even you can't say Sweden, because they had a democratic capitalist socialist setup, where they had an even Steven, where people contribute on both sides of the equation. But when you have more takers than givers, you've got yourself a problem. And that's what normally happens these. And they become politically attractive policies because it's one man, one vote. And the majority of people haven't got much. So that's where you scoop up those votes. But is it practical in really to solve their issues? And I haven't seen it. No, I'm trying objectively, mathematically, rationally seen it. And we can quote many areas where it's been an unbelievable failure. 60s UK, and then became a banana republic. World tablet what happened in Greece, world tablet in Venezuela, and Cuba, and we can go on with it. And China, yes. You know the old joke? If you want to get rid of crime, we'll nationalize it. That will make sure it won't pay. Same sort of principle. Yeah, at the moment it should be going up. The dollar's flying off at the moment. How long that will last, I don't know. So I'm a bit scared of it. But in theory, it should be a long. Just check the dollar index again. Yeah, dollar still down drop. Was above 105.70. It's now 103.60. So since yesterday, it's come off a couple of hundred. Well, a couple of days. From 105 whatever to 103 whatever. You get my point. Okay, so a heck of a lot. So that, rather understand, is the bounce. Is that bounce going to be sustained? That is the $64 million question. I'm not so sure. And I've got the CPI coming up. I'm not so sure that's going to be up and move, going to be sustained. It's right on resistance. I'm not comfortable to short at the moment for a weak dollar, but I'm pretty scared to buy it. NK, you've got a copy of the dollar index. You can look at it and see that the dollar is coming down. So the dollar's coming down. What's the opposite side of the dollar? The Kiwi, clearly. So you'll be buying the Kiwi. But look at that. That ship has sailed. It's gone up over 1,100 pips in the last 17 hours. Sorry, 110 pips in the last 17 hours, right up to resistance. What would you be doing there if you're long from here? You'd be profit taking. What do you do with your profit take? You sell. If you and a few other thousands, tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people see that. Remember, there's millions of guys doing this. You're not going to be alone with that because it's pretty, well, I'd say pretty damn obvious, isn't it? You're going to want to take profit. So it's likely to pull back a bit, even if the dollar's weak. Having said that, how far is it going to pull back? And is this dollar weakness getting maintained? And it just has to have an extremely inflationary CPI tomorrow to start bringing in 3/4, never mind 0.5%, never mind 0.25%, a chat coming in, which would see some dollar strength come in, it could pull back a lot longer. I think it's being over aggressive. I think it's the point of, quite frankly, being on the verge of extreme gung-ho-ness to actually start getting cute with buyers and the dollar at the moment. And I looked at Euro and the GBP for a sell this morning, and it came off nicely. Then it suddenly popped up again. The dollar's jumping around, the bank worry, CPI worry worldwide. I think just sit still until we get till tomorrow afternoon. Okay, join me then if you can, if you've got some time. Oh, they might well do it. It's not so much the risk. The problem is, Mark, is a lot of people doing it for a quick buck without fully understanding. It's going to be safe, just like it really. But especially in this, a lot of people doing that clue are aware of what's behind it. But the major thing is anybody pro Bitcoin will have the same attitude someone's pro gold or the Forex or whatever, because they understand it and they understand where the stop loss volumes like we do. No problem there. So what is the problem? Like I mentioned before, it's still not regulated. So we've got to spend a large amount of money, over $1 million, a couple of million, it was a large amount of money, to get over the counter derivatives, ODP, over the counter derivatives, not the word now, thinking just now, license, which means if I say to you, Mark, get in right now to, I don't know, what's it, NZD USD as a buy, you're going to put all your money in, you're going to make 100% profit by tomorrow. And I say that's guaranteed. You come after me if it goes right, you're patting on the back. I'm talking if it goes wrong, then you can take it up with the on button. You know, all sorts of, right? You lost all your money, you lost your house, you're going to start someone to blame. And then you come to me and you say, right, this bastard told me that, you're guaranteed. Regulated. Ombudsman, I'm in trouble. See the point? If I say that in Bitcoin, I'm not in trouble because there's no ombuds to protect. It's completely unregulated. So I'm going to turn around and say, guys, go get crypto. I guarantee you double your money. Yeah. Well, nothing you can do about it if the opposite occurs. You see what I mean? So that's why I have to be careful of what I say on the recording line to you guys. It's got to say, I can't guarantee it and things like that. But I still don't like Bitcoin because I'm not regulated on it. Nobody is. You get the idea. That's why I'm not saying an account manager doesn't know what they're talking about. They may or may not, depends on the individual. One or two are pretty good. I can get, I don't know, Ken there is a very, very good driver. And he's got a big farm. He drives probably better than most of us. But probably can't go on the normal road because he didn't get his driving license. Doesn't say can't drive. He just legally can't do it. You get what I'm trying to get at here. So they legally can't do it. They can copy and paste my trade pass on, but they can't say, by the way, hello, I'm your account manager. I think you should buy the euro dollar. Even if they're right, they're not allowed to do it because they haven't got that license, if you like. Simple as that. It's not saying I'm better or worse or whatever. It's just like you've got a doctor's license or not. Similar setup. Okay. And there's no regulation as usual. It might be somewhere else, but certainly not in this country on that. But I'm not knocking crypto at all, but just not licensing. Yeah, but it's designed to do. Everyone said it. It's like, just because look at timeshare is a good example. Actually, not bad over here. The quality of the product is very good over here. But in Europe, it became, people arrived the aircraft back from Spain holiday, and there'd be placards there, how to get out your timeshare purchase. Not because timeshare was bad, it's because it attracted so much misrepresentation on the selling it. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the NZD USD, but some charlatan comes up and makes all sorts of ridiculous expectations and promises. That's where the problem comes in. The underlying product, I'm no expert on it. From what I've heard from people who are, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Probably the thing of the future. It's still got to be regulated because there's too many charlatans on board trying to make a quick buck. So it's regulated and it becomes properly done. You know what I'm saying? And I think everyone in Joburg or this country, but in the world really, know what I mean by that. So it's going up. You want to go wrong. Sorry about NK. NK, is it NT? NK? It's going up, but yeah, I still worry about chasing it now, even though it's going up a bit. But I think you know what I mean by that, Mark. I'm not knocking the product. I'm just saying the regulation is, I can't for those reasons, and we won't get stuck with it. But as I say, and we're trying to keep ourselves away from these. And there's a heck of a lot of cowboy outfits in this business here, making ridiculous promises. Don't happen to. One lady called me up and said they're offering some ridiculous returns on it in Saddle. That was a couple of years ago. I said it might happen, but there's no ways you can guarantee that. Obviously not. That's why I steer away from the word guarantee. Okay, Ntombi. Okay, what's the now? Just get a quick back. We'll start with Brent. Still doing okay. That's fine. We've got 15 minutes, get a better picture. It's still doing okay. So that's great. The Dow, yeah, we'll hit the TP. So we'll get a bit there. That's the thing to keep an eye on. Where's the NAS doing? NAS is rising a bit. Yep, but anyway, we'll see if it can still hold. So on the 15, it still seems to be holding there. So we'll see what happens. Okay, that's good enough. The gold, leave it alone. We'll check it for you anyway. Yep, still doing okay, but don't chase it now. Your Google one is still doing fine, and your Baba, I think you're in it fine, anyone else is. Giving you a bit of jip, but you're protected, so it might come right. So anyone in Brent, suggest you get it up to 79.50. I think anyone joining it would have been below that. Even if they joined it late, it's definitely be below that. And that's still far enough away. It's $2 a barrel away. And so therefore you'd be doing okay. And you cover it, and whatever happens, you'd be okay. So that's nicely covered. Okay. Oh, you didn't. I know that's about the worst thing you could have done, Mark. I said 79.89, not any higher. Oh my goodness. I should be all right there. How many talking rubbish? It's normal. Sorry, I'm only teasing. That should be okay there. Just worried, Mark. I don't want you to sort of get knocked out at that, and then it goes up, it's 85. But nah, it should be all right. Still, it's nearly $2 away. It should be all right. It's like going to a shop, it's $9.99 and demanding 1 cent change, which doesn't exist. And then the magic comes around, so we've got a right one here. Yeah, okay, so there. So the trades haven't gone too bad today, that's the main thing. 16,014, profit out of current 48. So it means you started with 48, you got 16 left, or you made 16 grand profit. Oh, I see what you mean, okay. Okay. Well, to be honest, Mark, I think it'd be very different for you if you had all your money was going on paying the electricity bill for some you're not getting anyway, because it's always bloody load shedding. Yeah. I do the tease, you've got to be able to take it out. $50K, where are you going to hold it 50K? You've got to come back to something. 50K is not a lot of money. It might sound if you're broke, but it ain't really. You and your wife go on holiday somewhere overseas, it's going to cost you most of that before you even start your spending money and buying all the sort of souvenir stuff that gets forgotten about anyway. Yeah, true. Oh, Sedgefield's fine, yeah. Sedgefield's fine. Live there's a bit quiet, but for a visit, it's lovely. I used to know the developer of Pine Lake Marina and Garden Route Chalets and what's the other one? Crystal, you know where it was called, Crystal something or other, in Eastern Transvaal. A guy called John Hugh, years ago. I used to know him, yeah. Made about 100 million rand out of that development. Pine Lake is stunning, Pine Lake Marina, and Pine Lake Inn, which of course is Sons. Is that right? I wonder where that is. Maldives, I've been there, it's lovely, yeah. Remember, I've got to tell that joke thing of Mark there. So the wife says to Mark, give you an all-inclusive holiday to Pine Lake Marina, what you're whinging about now? He says, because I want to come to the Maldives with you, my wife. Yeah, is that right? Okay. Oh, well, I do know actually. Friend of mine's somewhere, was it daughter? Well, I don't know what it is, but definitely sort of not young anymore. Put it that way. It's going down there. Yes, true. I think Plettenberg Bay is getting much more retirement, sort of 60, 70, 80 mark as well. Okay, guys. Yeah, well, trade's not going bad. See how it goes tomorrow. Hope we get some excitement going on the CPI, and hope it goes well. I don't like if something goes wrong. See if we can make a buck out of that like we did on Friday, and like we did today, and take it from there. Okay, guys, all good? Any questions? I've been waffling. Sorry about that, guys. Anything you want to ask? Are you okay? You should all be in a cheerful mood if you took the trades today. Okay, good stuff, guys. Right, well, catch you tomorrow, normal time. Up as 9 to 11, then just before 3 till 4 with a CPI, and then on the, sorry, 2 till 3, sorry, before 2 till 3, the CPI, 2:30 release, remember, and then we'll knock off, and then I'll be back on again at 4, but for a shortened session, for about an hour or something. Okay, just so we're all good. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much, as always. And yeah, catch you mañana. Thank you.